Okay, so my art project is on the goddess Kali. It's on the non-dual simultaneity of being and becoming. So it's regarding the nature of dialectical being, meaning that the being of Kali is both without qualities and qualities at the same time. So the key word is simultaneous, simultaneously with qualities and without qualities. Because in ordinary logic, being can only either be with qualities or without qualities. It can't be both at the same time. Whereas in this painting, it's showing sameness and difference at the same time within one single being in the same moment. So this part right here that shows the perception of difference, of inside and outside, self and other. So I painted it as waves to communicate that consciousness or being is a vibration or pulsating energy rather than some kind of static substance. So here, the peaks, that represents the temporal, or that represents a sense of time. So each peak represents each moment of time. And in between each peak, there's a, I guess you can say, plateau. But in our ordinary sense of perception, we don't notice the plateau. We just notice the sense of, we just notice the moments of time. And consciousness associates them into a continuity or a lifetime. So we don't perceive the gaps in between the moments of life. And here, they're troughing. I guess they're at a different phase of energy. So it's the same energy, but they're in different phases. So in this phase, we have a sense of conscious being, and in this phase, it's sensed as something outside, like of the world, that's not contained within my conscious being. And here, they're all troughing. So that represents the nature of uncertainty. So through uncertainty of knowledge, the nature of being can be accessed. So if we hold onto some kind of, I guess, certain idea of who we are or certain idea of how reality is, then we're not open, we're not receptive to, I guess, a expanded range of awareness that can access the ground of being itself. So again, this troughing that represents a state of openness and receptivity, a state of unknown uncertainty. So it's not dependent on the certainty of knowledge. And through this open receptivity, we can come to the awareness or recognition of this, you can say, state or phase of being. So again, each peak represents a moment of time, and then in between the peaks, there are these flattened plateaus. All right, so let me go back to, so in light of the non-dual simultaneity of being and becoming, Kali as a Mahadevi is both identical to the phenomenal world and distinct from it, both becoming particular and being spacious. So here is the sense of the phenomenal world, the sense of difference, inside, outside, self and other, and the sense of identity or sameness is here. As you can see, that this phase is not differentiated. So up here, there's a sense of difference here. It's the sense of unity or sameness is recognized. And they're moving towards the center, and where they meet in the center, there's a heightened peak. So that represents the heightening or intensifying of consciousness. And through that heightened intensity, being itself can be recognized. That's not simply limited to the phenomenal perception of difference. So Kali is none other than Brahman itself, who is simultaneously undifferentiated and differentiated conscious being. Within this non-dual and faceted paradigm, the phenomenal world specificity along with the body and mind are viewed in an affirmative light as are Kali's own body, arising within her field of undifferentiated consciousness, whose spaciousness is constant. So our limited sense of personal identity, that does not need to be eradicated. Rather, there needs to be a spontaneous recognition that can see through this limitation. So this, I guess, expanded range of consciousness is inherent within our dualistic perception, because our perception is sourced within the field of consciousness itself. It's not something other. So it's a non-duality of being and becoming. So being is not subject to the sense of linear time, whereas becoming, that's the sense of linear, sequential progression towards some kind of, I guess, goal we have in life. So there again, they're simultaneous. The eternity of being and the temporality of becoming are simultaneous, happening at the same time. So for this reason, the physical body and rational mind are recognized to be nothing less than Kali's own embodied becoming. Hence, their denigration in order to protect a dualistic concept of transcendence is unfounded. So this transcendence of being, of Kali's being, is inherently open and spacious. The phenomenal world of difference of dualities does not need to be denigrated in order for her being to be open and spacious. So the openness and spaciousness is at the same time with our perception of difference and particularity. So let me restate it in another way. So the perception of difference does not need to be eradicated in order to achieve some kind of openness. Openness is already inherent within the perception of difference. So by seeing through the perception of difference, we can recognize the inherent openness that's there already. So difference is respected. It doesn't need to be done away with. So in this way, being's capacity for spacious recognition of all facets of reality can be recognized nowhere else but inherent within our ordinary perception. And that would conclude my presentation of the non-dual simultaneity of being and becoming. Any questions, comments?
Is that an energy source at the beginning? Or there?
Oh yes, I forgot to mention.
Source?
This is an interpenetration of the masculine and feminine principle that manifests our sense of being and becoming. And this is totally abstract geometrical. It helps to free our perception from recognizable representational objects. So it frees our perception from objectified recognition. And as you can notice here, the texture, it represents the vibrational energy of consciousness itself.
It's like a wave.
Yes, it's like a wave.
Are you selling any of your pieces at the show? I have
No,
architecture
they're
friends.
He's a professional artist.
Mm-hmm.
My focus is just to exhibit them.
Okay, just so I don't send them over there with a checkbook. They might be ready.
The 28th is when your exhibit. Huh?
The 20th.
So you're saying you don't want to sell them?
I'm not too concerned about selling them. I just
But would you if you?
I I guess so. It helped pay for tuition, but I'm not really concerned about that. Help pay for books and tuition, but if they don't sell, it's fine. I'm happy with just showing them.
What do you do with them? Do you have them in your house?
Yeah, they're just stored in my little studio, and I take them out whenever there's a show.
Do you do commissions?
I'm open to it. Haven't done any yet.
Like at least 50% of my friends are art collectors, so I'm just asking.
Any other questions about the nature of beings, of Kali's being?
Kali is dark, and this is very dark. But it's also got light in it.
Yeah, it's both dark and light. The potentiality of darkness enters into light, and light enters into darkness. So again, dark and light are not dual. Light is a heightened state of darkness, and darkness is a lower state of light. So the same energy in different phases.
Yes,
Non-duality of energy.
very much the Zen thinking, yes.
Oh, Rakan, very nice, thank you.
Absolutely.